morning. Happy hump day. It is absolutely beautiful outside. It's a nice little refresher after yesterday's dust storm. But I want to talk about a topic that has been on my heart for quite a while. And I've just been trying to think about how to bring it up and how to talk about it. But it's the topic of body shaming. So body shaming is when, at least to me, when someone is making comments towards a specific body type in an unfavorable way. And this is something that I had always experienced growing up. For those of you that don't know, I struggled with an eating disorder for 14 years of my life. And it stemmed from feeling as though I wasn't good enough, that my body wasn't good enough, that I couldn't get a boyfriend with the body that I had, or I would be more popular if I was thinner. And I just remember that being a very hard and difficult time for me because as you know, in society, we put such a large emphasis on the person's body and looks. And I remember I had a friend in high school, and she was always naturally thin. No matter what she ate, she was really, really tiny. And one time she confided in me that she felt really bad because people would constantly make comments about how thin she was, and, you know, how she must not eat and she must be anorexic. And, you know, and I remember in that moment thinking like, oh, poor you, you know, like, oh, people think you're too skinny, like what a problem to have, right? And in my own mind, I was just thinking, you have no idea what it feels like to be trapped inside of a body. Like I'm overweight, like that's the real problem, right? And through this journey, as I've lost weight and I'm starting to put on some muscle, people continue to body shame. You know, they'll tell me that I'm too skinny. They'll tell me that I'm losing too much weight. They'll say, oh, you're looking more masculine and manly. And, you know, and it still hurts. And I realized that body shaming feels the same. Whether you're big, whether you're small, whether you're short, whether you're tall, no matter what part of your body is being shamed, it's still hurtful. And, you know, yesterday, I was watching as these group of girls posted a picture of, a woman who's obviously a bodybuilder. And, they were making these comments about her, and she has no boobs, and she looks too manly, and blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. And, it hurt my heart, because body shaming is wrong. We are people, and we have feelings. And each one of us has our own personal struggles and insecurities in our body. And for us to play up on those insecurities as a form of entertainment is really saddening. It's really sad to me that we can do that. And especially when I know that, you know, when I see a group of people who maybe have struggled with their own weight, and now they're turning around and making fun of somebody who has taken control of their life and has, you know, decided to put on muscle. And now the person who was being shamed is now the shamer. And it doesn't make sense to me. As women, we need to come together and help each other and encourage each other. We all choose what to put in our bodies and what level of exercise or fitness we are going to, you know, partake in. And as long as we are comfortable with that, there is no room for body shaming. And so for those of you who are being shamed, I want you to know that body shaming says far more about the person who's shaming than it ever will you. Okay, that's their insecurities coming out. And for those of you who find yourself body shaming, I want to challenge you to work on yourself, because that's coming from somewhere. And until I learned how to work on myself internally and how to be confident and happy with who I was, I didn't know how to love other people for where they were at. So, I know that this is a hard message to give because I've been on both sides. I've body shamed and I've been shamed. And I can see both sides, and I know exactly how it feels to be on both sides of that track. But it's wrong. And I want to hopefully encourage everyone to just stop, just to love each other. When I see a bodybuilder, even though that's not ideal for me, that's not, what I personally want for my body. When I look at that person, I see strength. I see dedication. I see somebody who's willing to sacrifice. Someone who can stay true to their goals and work really hard towards something. And there's something admirable about that, regardless of what I think about the way that they look, right? And when I see a mom who's maybe overweight because she hasn't taken the time for herself, because she selflessly loves her children, because she prioritizes her husband or cleaning the house or going to work over herself, I see love and I see selflessness. When I look at people, I don't see them for their body. I see them for who they are, for the qualities that they have. And ever since I started doing that, the world is such a nicer place to look at. So hopefully this reaches someone, either a shamer or somebody being shamed, and makes them think about the situation and makes them realize that there's way more to life than what you look like on the outside.